Good evening, friends, and welcome to day 189 of a poem a day for 2026. It is Wednesday. I did not make it into the office. um, I feel like I barely made it out of bed. I just, as you can tell, probably from the darkened surrounding, and definitely from the curtains closed in the bedroom. The heat has risen. It's currently 27 degrees in my living room. So we're not actually doing too badly. Um, I think the cats are okay. Water fountains have been replenished. I'm gonna soak some tea towels. This is a cooling thing. It's been sat in the fridge since the last heat wave. I have two of them, and I'm basically just rotating them out of the freezer. Um, yeah, yeah. I hope you're all staying safe, staying cool. I even pulled the window too this time, and I think it actually has made a difference. So I'm a little bit frustrated upon that one. But we ball. So let's read some poetry. I think I'm actually going to go out on time today. Because it's about 6:20. I finished work at like 6:22. But it took a little while before my laptop would boot up. I'm not sure if that's because the charger had been unplugged, or if it was because it was too hot. Might have been both. I guess we'll have to see. So, about a page and a half today. 8th of July, we have Miracles by Walt Whitman. And our blurb reads as follows. Walt Whitman was associated with the philosophical movement of transcendentalism, which believed that people were by nature born good. This poem illustrates Whitman's desire to see a spiritual goodness at work in everyday experiences, where anything and everything can start to seem miraculous. Okay. So, this is Miracles by Walt Whitman. Why, who makes much of a miracle? As to me, I know of nothing else but miracles. Whether I walk the streets of Manhattan or dart my sight over the roofs of houses towards the sky, or wade with naked feet along the beach just in the edge of the water, or stand under trees in the wood, or talk by day with anyone I love, or sleep in the bed at night with anyone I love, or sit at a table at dinner with the rest, or look at strangers opposite me riding in the car, or watch honeybees busy around the river, busy around the hive of a summer forenoon, or animals feeding in the fields, or birds, or the wonderfulness of insects in the air, or the wonderfulness of sundown, or of the stars shining so quiet and bright, or the exquisite, delicate, thin curve of the new moon in spring. These with the rest, one and all, are to me miracles, the whole referring, yet each distinct and in its place. To me, every hour of the light and dark is a miracle. Each cubic inch of space is a miracle. Every square yard of the surface of the earth is spread with the same. Every foot of the interior swarms with the same. To me, the sea is a continual miracle. The fishes that swim, the rocks, the motion of the waves, the ships with men in them. What strange miracles are there? Good grief. So, I have had a rough few days. Those of you who have some reasonable understanding of ADHD or neurodiversity in general, it does seem that this is quite a specific trait of ADHD. May be familiar with a term called rejection sensitive dysphoria. It's something that I was going to say deal with, but I suffer with it. It basically means that if, for example, somebody doesn't respond to a message as quickly as they normally would, or if an answer is more casual than it normally would be, essentially, if I perceive something to be a rejection, I spiral and I think that I am deeply unwanted and I am loathed and all kinds of horrible stuff. And that inner voice that tells you you're garbage, and that will speak up alongside that voice, which feeds into all of your body issues and all of that that's tied into everything else, and it's just a really bad time. And even when logically I know that that's not what's going on, the RSD and the lack of self-worth and the poor body image, they are so loud that they just kind of shout down the logic, and almost sort of say, you couldn't possibly be correct. Logic in this economy, absolutely not. And when you live alone and you primarily communicate with people online, or via message, and not everybody is as chronically on their phones as you are because you have nothing else to do, and other people have families and kids and partners that they live with and stuff like that. Bit rough. And it's a really difficult headspace to get out of. As I mentioned yesterday, I'm also in a bit of come down from the weekend and generally from my week off. So it's all kind of snowballed. Actually, it would be good if it snowballed because it might be cold. It's spiraled. I have on my life board game of Snakes and Ladders, I have stepped on the head of a snake and I have slipped all the way down. So many mixed metaphors, I'm sorry. I'm very tired. So yeah, add on to that I'm probably not eating very well. I'm definitely not sleeping very well. I'm not caring for myself particularly well. And I'm possibly not I'm not doing things around the house as well as I should be. Yeah, it's just a lot. Um, so reading something that's quite so simply positive, it kind of fills a little bit of that void. Um, to me, the sea is a continual miracle. The fishes that swim, the rocks, the motions of the waves, the ships with men in them. What stranger miracles are there? Every hour of the light and dark is a miracle. Every cubic inch of space is a miracle. Every square yard of the surface of the earth is spread with the same. Every foot of the interior swarms with the same. It's basically saying that just life, everything, the whole of existence is a miracle. And while I'm not a religious or spiritual person, so it wouldn't be a miracle per se, can absolutely see the wonder in all things. Acknowledging that everything is made of atoms, and that's just mind blowing. Looking at something as a blade of grass and thinking all of the component parts, the chlorophyll, the stem, a honeybee, as referenced by Whitman in the poem. If if you need to brighten your day, please go and search for noises bees make in a hive when they're interacting. They whoop. If they bump into each other, they whoop. It's absolutely precious. I'm gonna go and find a video when I finish here. And now all I can hear in my head is Dizzy Rascal. Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the bees. Um, there is some awful stuff happening at the moment. Has been happening for a long time. But it's definitely worthwhile taking a moment to just kind of drink in the fascinating simplicity of life and sitting with that and allowing ourselves to be amazed and satisfied. Because if not, then what are we doing it for? I mean, genuinely for each other. For love. Of friends, family, romantic. All kinds of love. No one type of love is better than another. But yeah. Full ramble today. It's been a rough week. Next 2 days are going to continue to be warm, so that's going to be hard. But we have things to mitigate. We'll be okay. I am going to go and have a cool bath. I'm going to go and make something to eat and then have a cool bath, because then I can get out of the bath and I have food ready to go. And I can sit on the sofa and just chill. That's my goal tonight. To sit in front of these fans with some food and chill. And in positive news, today is my 15-year roller derby anniversary. 15 years ago today, I was getting ready to go and try roller derby for the first time. It's officially the longest thing I've ever done. And I'm really happy to still be involved. So yeah. There's that. And here's hoping that we can all find some degree of thermal comfort, so that when we get down to it, we can all have a very good night.